Okay, so welcome to our first lecture, Introduction to Social Psychology and Research Methods. If you could do one thing and know for certain that no one would ever know that it was you, what would you do? Give a number of people a way to submit answers to this question anonymously. A number of people. It really brings out the best and the worst in people, but mostly the worst. If you ask enough people, you might get an answer like this. Paint my mom's house for her. She won't let me, but she can't afford to have it hired out. Or maybe one like this, sneak into my poor neighbor's house at Christmas and leave presents under the tree for the kids from the parents. But if people really feel their answers are anonymous, most responses are negative. In fact, the most popular one is rob a bank. And even sometimes we get murdering someone or raping someone. Clearly, our behavior is affected by the real or implied presence of others, usually affected in a positive way. Social psychology is the scientific study of how people's thoughts, feelings, and behaviors are influenced by the actual, imagined, or implied presence of others. In other words, so how people think and behave in a social context. This class is divided into three distinct sections: social cognition, social influence, and social relations. Social cognition. Cognition meaning thought processes, right? So social cognition is how you think about yourself and others. We will look at two different kinds of social cognition: intrapersonal cognition, so how we think of ourselves, and also interpersonal cognition, how we think of others. This section of the class will also include a mini lecture on attitudes with a focus on social attitudes. Social influence, the second section of this class. How do we influence each other? This section of the class will include conformity, deviance, obedience, and group phenomena. And third, social relations. This ranges from prejudice, aggression, pro-social behavior, and interpersonal attraction. That's right, even love. After each of these three sections, we will have a test. Then we will end with a final exam, which will cover all three sections cumulatively.